May pips be upon you. May pips and high percentages be upon you. Hey, how you doing? I hope your weekend is going just great. And I want to get this video out to you so that you have plenty of time to prepare your charts, prepare your markups so that you can meet the new week and catch the opening with by hitting the ground and running. Okay, we're going to start off with the Dixie. You see this list here? I'm going through all of the pairs, all of the pairs, and the majors and the crosses. All right, no exotics, nope. And I'm doing gold and go over the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, U.S. oil, and maybe even a little Bitcoin. Okay, let's start with the Dixie. All right, now I need you to understand that with the Dixie, we're talking about USD specifically. All right, USD took a big hit on Friday with the Fed chairman speaking, Powell, coming across dovish about tapering and putting it off for a while, not wanting to rush into it. That sent the currency, the USD, down and set the indices up. Right, the markets loved it, but the currency didn't love it too much. Okay, but I need you to understand in the macro view of things, if you look at the weekly, I'm on the weekly chart right now, you'll see that that was an inside candle. The previous week candle engulfs this last week's candle, this past week. Okay, so what does it mean? It means neutrality. This is a neutral kind of situation. This is equilibrium where there's equal number of buyers and sellers. So this is the kind of thing where you say, if you see enough of those, you call it consolidation. Okay, it's not the big, terrible seismic shift that people might have felt, but in the bigger picture view, this is a temporary thing, and it very well could be where next week we see a correction of it. Okay, and there's going to be people playing this to kind of fade those results in certain USD pairs. Let's go over it. All right, this is the weekly. What am I looking at? Just make sure the first thing you do is look at the big picture and say, okay, price corrected, had a corrective move up here, this complex correction here after this impulse down, and we are impulsing again. After every impulse comes a correction, okay? And then a new impulse. This is the impulse down, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, okay? And we have this sideward action here, okay? Sideways, all right? And what am I looking for? The key is breaks of structure and then order blocks. That's what I'm building this whole strategy on. Breaks of structure and order blocks. Got it? Good. All right. This is the last lower high. A break of this would constitute a break of structure to the upside, and this would tell us that the market has bullish momentum. Okay. After it hits two higher highs and two higher lows, then we have an uptrend. All right. You need two of each in order to call it any trend, bullish or bearish. All right. This is the lowest low, right? A break of this would constitute a break of structure. All right. Are you with me? And if so, we can just declare that the market is bearish, has bearish momentum. Okay. And we can expect to look for sell opportunities. Okay. All right. When what's happening in between here, we're making short-term highs and short-term lows. All right. These aren't major structure. These are the major structural points. These are structure, but at intermediate level. Okay. Now, what do we have? here, outside of this inside candle, we see that price did breach this high here. Okay, what does that mean? As soon as it breaches that high, we say price is has a bullish momentum. Got it? All right. And what we look for is price to make, well, look here. Let me get my writing stuff down. You see that we made this lower high, we made this lower low. All right. What we're looking for here is price going to break this last high and make a higher high? All right. Or is price going to break this low and make a lower low? All right. No, what it does is it makes a higher low. Okay. And then it breaches this high. This is all that is telling you is prices, there's bullish momentum. There's more buyers than sellers. All right. I'm going to move this along. I need to go through it like this in the beginning so that you'll know once I start flying, you know, you'll have to put on your seatbelt. Okay. Now we're on the daily. This is where I want to stay. And this applies to swingers. This applies to day traders. This applies to scalpers. You'll see what I mean. The order blocks, breaks of structure. Structure is structure no matter what the time frame is. People say on the lower time frames it's noise and stuff. No, it's not. It's structure. You'll see. All right. Now, so what are we looking for here? All right. We have evidence that price is bullish in momentum. All right. It made a higher low, higher than this one, and it breached this high. All right. These are short-term highs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are short-term highs. On this time frame, on lower time frames, yeah, it could count as higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, whatever. All right. But you count it on the time frame that you're looking at. All right. But you have to know that the higher time frame is the frame, the structural frame in which you are working. Okay. On the lower time frames. So when you see higher highs, higher lows, and it hits a higher time frame structural point, and it breaks that, you know that all you're looking for is buys. All right, that becomes very important. It's a very strong confirmation. All right, when it hits these the same low as on a lower time frame, you know that's a pretty strong and sturdy low. If it breaks that, you know that all we're going to be looking for are lows. I mean, are sells. All right. I hope you can get that. Anyway, we got bullish momentum going here on the Dixie, and we have supporting evidence. It's breaking short-term highs. It broke this high, which is pretty you know, a pretty important structural point here, and we know that after it breaks a high, especially an important structural high, when you see price breach these short-term highs, what you're looking for is for price to come back and test an order block, a bullish order block. Okay, that's what turns price. That's why price turns back and forth and ping pongs, all of these. You can look left and find the order block that turn the price around. This one is being tested now. This order block here, this bullish order block is being tested by the price here. And I'm expecting price to, on the daily, I'm expecting price to show signs of exhaustion, which are wicks of rejection. And then I'm looking for price to kind of round off and then roll over and start and turn bullish. You look for those signs, you see them clearly in the price action on the lower time frames. You just got to go a little bit lower, you know, to like the Dixie from the daily to the 4 hour, then to the 1 hour, then to the 15 minute, then to the 5 and 1. All right, depending on how you want to trade. All right. So what am I looking for here? What is my bias here? The bias is actually bullish. If it breaks below this this order block here, then that invalidates any buys here. Okay, until we see price turn back around, until we get confirmation that price is changing from a bearish bias, a bearish momentum to a bullish momentum. You know, we need to see that momentum shift. All right, and this is where I'm looking. So I'm looking for price to turn bullish here and continue up. And for those that need it, like indies, you can see that on the stochastic, any oscillator will tell you, but on the stochastic, price is heading down, and it looks like we're heading towards that oversold area. And we can, you can see that once we hit that oversold area, this price will probably come up, and we are right about there right now. So price has a little room to come down. I'm looking forward to make that give those indications, and then we'll see it turn up to the upside. All right, and with that, I'm looking for that. Let me get it. What is this? What is this? What has happened in here? I'll go with that one. All right. Let's move on. We're gonna start moving now. All right, because I got everything kind of simplified in that way. All right. What do we have here on the Euro USD? Euro USD price is chopping down. All right. It's been coming down since May. So what am I going to make note of? We broke this structural low here. This is a break of structure. All right. Once we break that low, once we break structure, I'm looking for price to pull back and test an order block. You're going to hear this a number of times, right? And now we have the order block cited here. There's none along the way. I'm always looking in the leg that broke structure. I'm always looking in this leg for that bullish or bearish order block. You understand? Keep that in mind. All right. So we found the order block. Price is starting to reject. We're deep in this thing now. Price is starting to reject here, and I'm expecting price to show more signs of exhaustion. If we go down to the 4-hour, you can see price is starting to reject from there, all right, on Friday, all right. And if we go to the 1-hour, you can see that we got this big exhaustion. It comes up and then rejects. You know, this is what you want to see. You want to start to see on the lower time frames, the 1-hour and lower micro level time frames. All right, everything above the 1-hour is macro level. There's micro and then there's macro. All right, and on the micro levels, you want to see reversal patterns. You want to see reversal patterns, and you want to get those confirmations for shorts before you enter any short. All right, if it breaks here, if it breaks the level, then that invalidates the cells. You understand? So let's go back to the daily. All right, and it's as simple as this. This is the pullback, and we want price to come on down and break that low, break this low, and do it again. Understand something. What we're doing here is looking for structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's all we're looking for. That pullback is going to represent the lower high, and we want to see the continuation of the downtrend. You understand? It's that simple. And I want that red. All right, we're moving on. It's going to pick up. We're going to pick up a little speed now. Euro Aussie. Had somebody ask me about Euro Aussie. I believe that was Liz. Shout out to Liz at Lions Den Effects. All right. Looking on the daily, what do we have? It's very simple to read. Hey, I want to point out something over EURUSD. You see how long we've been on this uptrend? We've been on this uptrend since 2012. All right. Good points, well-respected trend line. All right. You know, trend lines are magic. Everybody knows that. Some people think they're just stupid to use, but I don't see them as being stupid. I just find them being useful. You just have to know how to use the tools. All right. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All right. And by this, the smallest of margins, we broke the previous structural high, this lower high here. We broke it, right? And then come down. Now, technically, this is a breakout. Technically, this is a breakout, but what we know happened is this was a liquidity grab stop losses that were over here for people who went short, and it also triggered buy orders for people that are going to go long, that had pending orders for go long. Market makers come up here and grab both of them, take the stop losses out, and then trigger the longs and take them into drawdown. All right, it's an evil thing they do, but it's how they make money. It's how this works anyway. So we're looking for a price to test this order block here, all right, that we've identified, this bullish order block. Why is it so long? I don't know. All right. Anyway, so what do we want to do is wait. We want to wait here for price to come on down, and we'll have a good buy, and we'll be looking to break these highs. This will be your first TP, and establish a higher high. This is the higher high relative to that other one. This is actually a higher high, but understand that after this impulse, we're looking for the correction. Okay. Now, if it breaks lower, that invalidates the look. All right. What we do as soon as, and I'm letting you know how I do it, as soon as price gets down to this order block, I have an alert set. All right. And I'm going to watch how price enters. I'm looking for signs of exhaustion. I'm looking for price to start to round off. Can't go any higher than the point, than the highest, the lowest low that it makes. Can't go, tries to go lower, can't, starts to form those reversal patterns. And then that's when I'll enter after a retest of an order block. Okay. So moving on. So you understand, I'm actually bullish in this market, but there's a lot of pips between here and there. All right, the way these order blocks work, and this one formed an order block right here. Wait for price to come around. Wait for price to come around, retest this order block, and then hit this order block down here. All right, it's actually, I got the wrong color on that one. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. Wait for price to retest the order block and then come down. Price likes to retest order blocks, or price will do something else. You see that wick? It'll come back and fill in missing price, or fill in an efficiency. This is a fair value gap. As some people call it fair value gap, some people call it missing price, some people call it an inefficiency or an imbalance. All right, I won't go into a long explanation of it, but what price will do is when they make an order block like this, sometimes the next candle, this one, will just come up and wick to the level of this wick. Let me get rid of this now. To this wick, and fill the inefficiency, and then come down, instead of going into the order block and then coming down. So you have to watch that. It can be a subtle thing, but more than oftentimes it'll come and test the order block itself at the body, at least at the body, or come up to halfway in, and then price will come down. You remember I said that, okay? Because I can't repeat it. Anyway, so look for a retest or look for a pullback, and maybe to fill in the missing price, because there's a lot of missing price here. And then that here will be your entry. You understand? especially if you're doing swings. This is about 500 pips or something. So there's a lot of pips between here and there. So I had that on the yellow list. Euro JPY. All right, what do we see? All right, got a downtrend with lower lows, lower highs. We broke structure here. All right, what are we expecting after you break structure? You pull it back. Price is going to pull back and test what? The order block, the bearish order block. Where's that bearish order block at? Right here. All right, the order block is the last up candle before the down move. The last up candle before the down move. Got it? So here's your order block. When you have a bigger one like this, when it has a full body on it and everything, you can use half of it. You know, you can kind of, when you talk about entries, you can put it to the halfway point. Oh, man, I really didn't mean to do that. All right, and you put your stop loss over the order block that you're using to enter your trade, and you set your TP where price made the turn reversed to come back and test that order block. This is the breakout level. All right, this is the breakout level. This is the level it broke out to. This is where you want to TP 1. All right, that's going to be your first TP. You can go longer and everything like that, but this would be your safest TP 1. Okay, I hope you learned something there in that little bit a minute. Learn how to identify your order blocks. They're usually a bearish engulfer or a variation on that bearish engulfer, but you'll know it. You'll know it's an order block by the way price leaves that level. Got it? Good. What are we seeing here? We're just waiting for price to show signs of exhaustion like it's showing right now. All right. And you look on the lower time frames for a more exact entry. All right. And this one is about ready. And this one I have on my red list. I don't know why it's yellow. All right. And I just showed you how you would get an entry. You could wait. You could wait here at the beginning of the order block. How am I getting that mixed up? You can wait here at the beginning of the order block, right? You can enter here, and put your TP there and everything, and you can have your stop loss there. But I know a lot of people who just put their stop loss right over the wicks. You're going to get a great trade from that. But if you go to the lower time frames, you'll get a better entry. I'll put a separate video out for that, so I don't have to waste too much time here. All right. Next one is EURCAD. EURCAD. Let's make sure we see the big picture. We have lower lows and lower highs, but we got a lot of sideways action here. All right. These are our structural points. All right. And we're traveling in between them. All right. Now we have a double top. Double tops are great, especially if they're double topping at on an order block. All right. And you see that rejection there. You see the rejection. This is the kind of rejection you want. You know that there's a lot of supply at this level. All right. A lot of supply. There's a lot of sell orders here. So what are we waiting on? What is my bias here? All right. Was there a breakout? Was there a breakout? Can you look at this and tell me if there's a breakout or not? No, not really. See, when the breakout is in between the structural points, there's a lot of stuff that could throw you off here. You think that you're in a small uptrend and you're thinking that, okay, price is coming back now. It's coming back to it broke this watch this. It broke this short-term high, right? All right, so we're waiting for price to come back, test the order block. Yeah, perfect. Tested the order block right here. All right, good to go. Boom. All right. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. There you go. All right, because again, the last bearish candle before the bullish move This is your order block here. That's your institutional candle. All right. And you use your you draw it on over and you're thinking that, okay, I'm going to my first TP. No, it's not, because you're in between. You're ranging. That's what the problem is here. So I don't like, I would say skip this one until we get a breakout of these levels or these levels. If we get a breakdown, a breakout or a breakdown somewhere, you know, then I would say that it would be best to just hold off. If price comes back up here to test this order block again, this is the place I would look for shorts. Got it? Because you can see how much supply is there. All right. We might be coming back to test this order block here. We might be coming back to test this order block right here. And if it does test that order block, this might be the place to look for shorts because of all the supply that's up here. I would think that price may come down, but if we see it break these highs like it did here, I just noticed that. I gotta put my glasses on. All right, yeah, we did breach this high. All right, that means there's potentially price is bullish in momentum. All right, so once it breaks that, we're coming back here to look to see what order block is down here prior to the breakout. This is the closest or the nearest order block prior to the breakout. Price did come down here, respected this order block, but it did that before over here. It rose to this level before over here and then fell lower. So we got to see if price will hold, if this order block is strong enough to hold it and turn price around and continue this bullish momentum. All right, if price maintains the bullish momentum, we're good to go. So I will look here for price to come back for a retest, and we will see what the reaction of price is. That's it. All right. So this one is not, this one I'll keep on the yellow list. All right, but and we're gonna watch to see if it comes down and does our thing here. Okay. A little point next. Euro Swiss. I got to start running because I done wasted a lot of time. We got to start running. All right. On the daily, we got a lot of lower lows and lower highs. This is it looks like a complex correction, but price started to impulse down. All right. You see how we broke these lows? All right. Now, what do we have here? We had a break of structure. Look, break of structure. So what are we expecting? Price to come back to a bearish order block in this leg that broke that structure. And we found that order block here. All right. On this time frame. Now, you can go down like I had to. I was like, this might be a turn here somewhere. You see how when you see these wicks, these long wicks, that's supply showing. So I looked down on, I whittled down to the 8-hour and found an order block. And you see how price is respecting that order block here and formed this bearish engulfer. Sometimes you got to look down. We're still in the macro, the big time frames. All right. With that 8-hour order block. So that's cool. All right. We're cool with that. All right. So what am I looking for right now? I'm looking for price when it opens or at the open to come back and test this order block it just made. All right. Come back and test it and then continue down. There's a lot of pips to be made before it hits this bullish order block here. All right. And I would like to see this as the higher, the lower high being made, this lower low, this lower high, and we break this to get to the lower low. We got to get through an order block here. Just look to the left and you'll see it. All right, we got some work to get through that, but this is going to be your safest TP. All right, your TP1. You understand? Good. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. So look for the retest first before you jump in. Next, Euro NZD. This one's a lot of sideways, choppy, chop, chop. All right. I don't care for it too much. All right. This is a euro pair. And basically, I'm bullish on the euro, right? I'm bearish on the euro, euro USD, but against the New Zealand dollar, this is kind of up in the air. All right, we're going to find out a little bit by paying attention to the economic calendar. All right, but as price moves sideways like this, this is equilibrium. We need a breakout higher or lower. Now, we did have a technical breakout up here, but this was another liquidity grab. All right, price just breached the highs here, sweeping all these stop losses here, and came lower. So what am I'm going to say, technically, we are looking for price to maintain bullish momentum. All right, and when we have a break of structure or a break of a significant high, we're looking in the leg that broke that high for bullish order blocks. The only one I could find, the only one I can see is the one down here near the bottom. All right. I looked at where this wick is, and again, on the 8-hour time frame, there is an order block there, but we broke through it. All right. It caused price to react, but we broke through it and we created another bearish order block. So what am I looking for? What would I tell you to do? Day traders, wait for a retest, and then take that to the order block. This is going to end up going this way. This is what I expect. Okay, this is what I expect because we have a breach here, and price is retracing. We have an order block here that is basically untested. So we'll see what happens when it gets here. I hope you're with me. So I have this on the yellow list. It's not red hot, but I think we'll look for our confirmations here once price reaches this order block. But on the retest, day traders, swing traders, and scalpers, just go down to the lower time frames, to the time frame that you normally execute your trades, and you jump in and look and track the PA, track the price action at your entry time frame, and look for your confirmations to get in for a short. Okay, next, euro pound. I don't like the euro pound as a personal thing, because euro and the GBP, they are too similar, and the banks are open at the same time, so they tend to do a lot of sideways stuff. They tend to range, but sometimes when they are trending, when they do impulse, it can be nice. For those that like it, we have a break of structure. So what are we looking for? That bearish order block. Now, this one is an interesting case. There was a bearish order block right here, right? But price zoomed through it. Okay. What does that turn out to be? We have a structural break here. We're making lower lows and lower. We made a lower low here, and this was the lower high, the lower high that led to that lower low. Okay. But we broke it to the upside. So we have seen a shift in the momentum from bearish to bullish. All right. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting price to come down here, test this order block, give us our confirmations, and we take it to the upside. Simple as that. Got it? Good. Next, pound USD. Now with pound USD, this is another USD pair. Everything that hinges on how the USD opens and what it does for the first 24 to 48 hours into the market. All right. But as it stands, I'm looking at price make these lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? We got a double bottom over here at an order block, right? A retest of this order block. All right. Why? Because we had a break. We had a break of structure here at this lower high. We broke higher. All right, we are making a double top in a bearish order block. That's a great, this was an easy call to make, because, but too bad, you know, I didn't make the call last week for everybody, but this was a great call to make. Anyway, prices prices give us another opportunity. So we what we have is bullish. We have a bullish momentum shift here. All right, so we're looking for the order blocks in this leg that had the potential to turn price. Now price broke through this one, right? That wasn't, obviously that wasn't the one that it needed to get to. It needed to get to this one. Okay, and as long as it doesn't break this represents a higher low, and what we can expect after that is the higher high once it breaches that lower high there, right? This is starting to make a lot of sense, right? I hope it does. Anyway, what I found here is price is got to get through this order block here, this bearish order block. And one of the things that confirms bullish momentum is when the bullish order blocks are being respected and maintained. Okay, and you'll see that on the very lowest, the micro levels and everything, is when we see a bullish order block get tested and another bullish order block is formed and that's tested, then you have confirmation that buyers are in control, and we can take this one or the second one, the second test of the second order block formed at another bigger higher time frame order block. You know, you can take those as entries. Got it? Good. So we see price as was bullish on Friday. All right, and we want to see this breached to the upside so that we can see that the bullish momentum is going to be maintained. So far, so good. And we'll see if price pulls back into this, because this is forming a block, a bullish order block. And we'd like to see price pull back a little bit so we can get an entry. All right, for you day traders, for you swing traders, because price should be heading up. We just got to make sure you look for confirmations. I spoke a lot in that one, so you know. Next, pound JPY, pound JPY. What do we have here? All right, lower low, lower high, higher low. Did we get a higher high? No. So this isn't a higher low. This is just a intermediate. This is not. I have this mislabeled. This is just an intermediate level. All right, because this is a higher low relative to that, for sure. All right, but higher lows make higher highs. All right, higher lows don't make lower highs. All right. I mean, actually, yeah, I said it right. Higher highs don't make lower highs. Higher lows make higher highs. Lower highs make lower lows. So this is just a short-term low. Okay, price did breach that. Okay, and what are we looking for? We're looking for price to come back, test one of these order blocks. So we got an 8-hour order block here. All right, but the most obvious one is the one in the rear. All right, and we're waiting for price to come on up there and test it. Like I've been saying the whole time, making the lower high, as long as it doesn't break these highs here, as long as it doesn't break these highs, it's going to make a lower high, and we'll look for the lower low. Got it? Easy enough. Okay. Next, pound Aussie. Pound Aussie. Do not get scared, right? Any weird candle like that, that's a broker issue. That's a broker thing. And I don't count it as part of structure. All right. What we have here is a nice uptrend with higher highs and higher lows. I like it when it's easy to look at. All right. We have a break of structure and we're looking for price to come back and test that order block. It's testing that order block, giving hints of exhaustion. And we're going to go down to the lower time frames and look at the price action so that we can find an entry for a long. It's that simple. If it breaks these lows, then that invalidates longs at that point, and that would signal a momentum shift from bullish to bearish. Right now, it is bullish because we broke structure to the upside. Got it? Good. You were catching it. Pound CAD. Pound CAD. See, I got that caution sign on here. Why? Why do I have that caution sign here? We have a break of structure, all right, to the upside. But look at the price action. Rangy, rangy, all right? And when it's rangy like that, it's kind of hard to predict what it's going to do. We got higher lows being made here, all right? Successive higher lows, all right? That's working in our favor. But there's a couple of things that we're going to make note of, all right? We did break structure. We're looking for price to come down and test the order block. It is testing that order block right now, all right? It's already tested it once, which was the impulse order block. The impulse order block is the one that price jumped from, all right? And now it's come back to test that very same order block, okay? You could say that it came back to test the order block that formed off of the retest because it didn't breach this one, but it's still touching the same order block. Okay, so these structure points are what concerns me. They are order blocks, bullish. All right, price came down, crashed through them. All right, I'm not sure if this one is going to last or not. All right, but you have to know what the intent of price is. What is it trying to accomplish? All right, there's liquidity up here. All right, and price wants to get up there and make a higher high. Okay, we're making higher lows here. All of these are higher lows, so that's working in our favor. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price to continue up. All right, maybe it let me see, maybe it pulls back, test it again, and then comes up. All right, we'll have to see how price opens for pound CAD. Here's the deal. CAD is something I'm keeping an eye on because the currency is following oil. They correlate, and it kind of follows behind it slowly. All right, it catches on afterwards. It's not like immediate. So I'm expecting CAD weakness to come in. So I have a pretty healthy expectation that price for pound CAD will continue bullishly and maintain the bullish momentum. So we'll see what happens. All right, but I'm expressing caution on this one. I would say this one you might want to find a stronger pair. Pound New Zealand, same kind of deal. You see how it's ranging here? All right, we did find a bearish order block that it came back to test. We got a double top here. All right, the price made equal highs here. So this is one of the places that market makers and which always catch my eye. I always think that price is going to come up here first and then make a move because it wants to get that liquidity. Okay, so I'm keeping my eye on this, but we're looking for breakouts. I'm looking for a breach of short-term lows, and these aren't. We have a short-term low being broke here. All right, we have a double top here. All right, so maybe the momentum is bearish. Maybe price will come back up to retest this order block and then come back down? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because this range is, we're at the extent of the ranges. All right, so we might have to use a different criteria, to enter trades. But I want you to notice this order block down here, this bullish order block. It was tested once, price came up, but it didn't, go past this well-defined range. So maybe price does come down a little further before it decides to come up. And that's when I would get interested, once it gets down here. All right, so that's what I would suggest to you. Be careful on that one. Next one is pound Swiss. Pound Swiss. I'm going to take a swig of water, excuse me. I'm starting to lose my voice. All right, I'm doing pound Swiss now. What do we got with this one? I'm looking for the lows, right? We have a break of structure. This is a low. That makes this the lower high, right? We break structure here. So price is coming back up to test that bearish order block. You see these signs of exhaustion, on the lower time frames. We got not only matter of fact, let's just take a quick look. We'll go down to the 15-minute and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. This is what I want to see. All right. I want to see signs of reversal. All right. Price came in, gave us, you see these wicks? This is all you want to see. Signs of exhaustion. All right. And then you want to see this. I'm only showing you this one time. You want to see a Quasimodo, or you want to see head and shoulders. You want to see something that says we're reversing. All right. Be patient for it. Be patient for it. Once you see that reversal, once you see those bearish order blocks being respected, all right, and tested and respected, wait for the retest. Wait for the retest, and there's your entry. Here's that order block. Here's the order block here, right? It came back for a retest. I would have had a pending order right there. I'm gonna do it right this time. I would have had a pending order right there. Stop loss over the order block that I'm entering in on. Drop it like it's hot. You target the lows for your entry. You target the lows for your not your entry, your TPs. All right, here. Those are two TPs right there. This one I would have had as TP1. I'm sorry, I skipped this one because you can see there's some stiff stuff going on there. And even if that was just the only TP I had, I still got a 3.34R trade, 1 foot to 3.3R. All right, that means if I bet $100, I got, if I risk $100, I get back $334. Okay, easy, $334. That's an exchange I'll take any day. It doesn't matter the pips, people. Who cares about, oh, I got a 500 pip trade? I don't care. What is your risk to reward on that trade? What is the percentage that you earn? Did you get 2%? Did you get 4%? You know what I mean? This one gives me 3%. And it's only 45 pips. You understand? You can get, that's why I concentrate on the 1 minute time frame entries. Yeah, I can get swing trades from that 1 minute time entry, but I'm not even going to go into that. Y'all don't want to hear that mess. You don't want to hear me start ranting. All right, let me go back to the daily. So you know what we're looking for already. You got the breakdown on pound Swiss, and it's retesting, and hopefully price will pull back upon the open. Price will pull back and give us an entry for a short. You just have to look at the price action on the lower time frames, because there's a bearish engulfer that is on top of another bearish engulfer. You wait for the retest of that bearish engulfer on the 1 hour, on the 30 minute, or on the 15 minute, and you'll have an entry for short. Got it? That's why I have it red. Next, Aussie USD. Aussie USD. Lower lows, lower highs. I love it when it's trending like this. That makes things a lot easier. All right. Lovely, lovely. Okay. We have this order block here, a bearish, bullish, bearish order block. I love them. All right. Price broke to the low side. Hello. Where's my dog it? All right. Price broke the low. All right. So we have a break of structure. All right. And when we have that break of structure, we'll wait for price to come back and test that order block. And we are looking for price to fall and make a new lower low, lower high and a new lower low, period. End of story. All right. And here's your TP at this order block right here. Got it? You'll always look for an order block for your TP. You use your order blocks for your entries. I'm trying to make it simple for you people. All right, Aussie Japanese, Aussie yen. All right, what do we have? I like it when it's easy. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We got a trending market. We have a break of structure here. All right, and we're waiting for price to do its thing, which is already on its way to test the order block, and then, oh, isn't it simple? All right, this will be your TP, all right, because we got an order block right here. That'll be your TP. It's that simple. All right, how many pips are we talking here? All right, we got a lot of room to work with. That's 272 pips. Got a lot of room. Got a lot to get. There's room to get up before we even get in the trade. Wait for price to retest that order block. I'm trying to make it simple. Wait for price to test this bullish order block and take it to this order block. Why not? You can say, oh, I don't like to do counter trend trades and everything. It's got to get there anyway. You know, you're saying, oh, it's high risk or something. No, it's not. It's not. Why? Because we have confirmation that price is bearish in momentum, and we have a lower high being made. All right, already being made. We made a lower low, breaking this low. Now we're looking for the lower high to be made here, so we can continue to make a lower low and continue the trend. It's not high risk. It's not high risk. Just take it easy. All right. This one I'm not in favor of. I don't know why it's not lit up. I don't have a light on this one. All right. This is Aussie yen. Aussie New Zealand. That's why, because of Aussie New Zealand, very similar markets. Banks are open at the same time. They tend to range. Okay. Just be careful with these. That's all. A lot when it does break out like it did here, when it does break out like it did here, it breaks out pretty strong. Okay, the price did come back and test an order block, tested the one that's nearest before it broke out, and then it continued down. That's the way we like it. That's the way we like it. Now, what I want to point out is prices breaking structure now, right? Look at all these wicks. That's exhaustion. That's exhaustion. All right. We formed a bearish order block here, and price came down, retested, and it's chopping its way down even further. We broke structure, broke those lows. So I would wait for price to give some daylight before it returns up for another another test. All right. If price does return to test again this same order block, you can see that there's a lot of supply there. I would take that short. I would take that short and follow with my my stop loss. Okay, but I would say there are other markets to trade, you don't have to trade this one. Okay, Aussie Swiss, nice and easy. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. All right, we broke structure here, very obviously. All right, price broke structure. We made that lower low. We're coming back for the lower high. Now, we have a little order block here, an 8-hour order block here. Price is testing that, started to test that Friday, all right, and gave a nice little rejection there. We go to the lower time frames, 4-hour, 1 hour, to see the price action and decide whether we want to enter or not. Hey, if you do enter from here, put your stop loss over that 8-hour order block. Always put your stop loss above the order block in which you are entering, that impulse entry, or that impulse order block, and you'll be good to go as far as a safe order, a safe stop loss. Got it? Good. So we're looking for from here. If price makes it through here, there's this order block up here. As long as it doesn't break this one, it's still a lower high. Got it? We're still making a lower high to make the lower low and continue the bearish momentum. All right, once it breaks this lower high, then we have a break of structure to the upside and we have a momentum shift. Next, Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. All right, price did break, have a break of structure on that low. All right, and we see that price is coming back, has already come back for a test of the order block. All right, came back down, breaking that low, and then we're going back again. It looks like we're going to eat through this order block and test the higher one. All right, and that's fine. That's I encourage it. All right, so look for price to come up here. All right, see what it's going to do here. But I'm expecting that price is probably going to come up to this higher order block where there's a lot of supply. All you need to do is look to the left to see how this level has been interacted with by price. And you can see on the opposite side, there are wicks of rejection. So this area here has a lot of orders. Oh, it looks like selling orders from this perspective, right? So here we go. That's all you're going to do. You're going to look from here, look for price to make a lower low once it makes the lower high here. Got it? Good. Next, we're in CAD yen. Lower lows, lower highs. I like it when it's easy to see. All right, look at this. Look at the market. All right. Okay. We have a break of structure. Price is going up to test that order block. Okay. Now, this one deserves a little lesson, because what happens is it looked like it turned before it got up in this area, and we don't see a discernible order block here. Now, if we look to the left, we can see if price makes it up here, this is the order block that price has been reacting to. All right, so maybe price comes all the way back up here. But what we know up until this point is, you see that word imbalance. Price, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. There's that fair market, the fair value gap. Price filled in that missing price up to this point and formed this bearish order block, and it's retesting that order block. Now, if price doesn't go any further, doesn't break this, and this order block holds, this is going to be a great entry on a lower time frame. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can take this order, this order block and use it for an entry, and it will be perfectly placed for a lower high from in relation to this high, this high here. All right, lower low, lower high, lower low. lower high, lower low, lower high. This would be a perfect place. If it does manage to break this order block, we'll look for it here. That's all. We'll look for it here and take uh, the entry off of the bearish order block that is higher. That's it. Got it? Next, we're getting towards the end. CAD Swiss, CAD Swiss, GAD-ZOOX. Okay, look, always look at the overall market. Looks like we are correcting down. All right, price is moving a little bearish. So we got some bearish momentum. We have a break of structure to the downside, and we're looking for a price to test that order block. We found the order block here, and price looks like it overshot that order block, grabbing the liquidity from the top here, and then coming down. Now, when we see a close above the order block, then this order block is considered violated, all right, and taken out, all right. But when it just wicks above, we have to watch it, all right. Ordinarily, that might mean that there might be a shift going on. We just keep an eye on things. But when it forms a bearish order block and then it's retested, hey, price is maintaining the bearish momentum. That's it. All right. And looks like we might be late to the train station. But what I'm telling you is a lot of times on the open, price will come up to retest. It might retest that order block it made in here and then come down. And that would be an excellent, excellent entry. Shall we move on? Next, you see that order block down here. This is the one it's responding to, all right? This will be TP1. It may go down to test these as well, you know, depending on how strong the sellers are. Okay, we'll see. USDCAD. All right. You got to watch this market. You got oil on one side, you got the USD on the other. All right. What do we have here? Prices chopped its way down. All right. And we had a nice swing. This is a lovely reversal cup, right? And we are breaking some structure on the way up, right? We made a new high here and then continued down, right? You got lower lows, lower highs, and when you start to break them, that can be a signal that the momentum is shifting. We got a little trend line there, a little magic trend line, all right? But what we want to take note of is the break of structure. So we're looking for bullish momentum, all right? Went up there, touched the sky here, and there is a bearish order block up there. But so we want to keep that in mind. There's a lot of rejection there, all right? Keep that in mind, all right? So once it breaks the structure, we're looking for that order block for it to reverse off of, all right? Here's that order block. This is a weekly order block. I want you to see it. Why did I come to the weekly? Because it's a well-formed order block, all right? And it's strong because it's a weekly order block, all right? The higher the time frame, the stronger it is. I was looking at this one, I was like, this might not, price might not make it down here. And this one, you want to see some definitive form, all right? So that's why I went higher and saw that this is a full order block here, all right? And so I'm expecting price to come down. I'm expecting price to come down here, retest, maybe even hit that trend line and head higher to make a higher low to a higher high. That's it. That's it. We're looking for price to maintain the bullish momentum. That's it. Next, USD Swiss. Got another magic trend line going on here. Price is respecting that trend line. Okay. That's just an aside. Okay. All right. This is USD Swiss. All right. we see that price has some bullish momentum going, and it's supporting that bullish momentum. All right. And we have a break of structure here. You can see I broke these highs technically. All right. We took the liquidity from up here and then made that move down. But we're looking for price to test a bullish order block. It would make sense that because of the respect shown this this trend line, that price would come down here, find the order block, the bullish order block, which just so happens to be crossed by this trend line. We have confluence of support, got it, and we go ahead and make these new highs. All right, as long as we don't break the low of this candle, of these candles, all right, this is going to be a higher low, and we're going to make that higher high. That's the way you look at it. It's structure. Next, USD yen. I happen to like trading this pair. The first thing that jumps out at me is that line I keep drawing. First of all, it's driving me crazy. Let's go back. All right. What you can see here is not a whole lot of trend. We had some trend here, then it started getting choppy. The trend changed to a downtrend, and now looks like we might be transitioning. All right. Why? Because we got this inverted head and shoulders action going on here. I like to see that, especially when it's coming off of a bullish order block. We had a bullish a break of structure here. All right. And with that breach, we're looking for that bullish order block for price to come back, test and rebound off of. All right. So what are we looking for? We're looking for price to go on up. That's it. That's it. We had the test. Price is trending up. All right. Look for price to continue that bullish, maintain the bullish momentum. If it does open, if the open does bring price back down a little bit, it'll probably be just to test this order block here. And then we can see price heading on up. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know what you're looking for, but that's what I'm looking for. Anyway, next, we're in our final group, New Zealand dollar USD. What do we find about the US dollar USD? Easy stuff. It arranged here, but we finally broke out. We had a break of structure here. We made a new low. Here is our bearish order block that is being retested. Go down to the lower time frames, to the 1 hour. Take your order, take your trade here. If you are a swing trader, take your trade here. Once you have confirmation, put your stop loss above the order block that in which you're entering, and find your TP. And what would a TP be? Another order block. That's where price is going to reject, potentially. Okay. Make sure you always make the point at which price turns back after a breakout. Make sure you always make that your TP1. Okay. Make sure you take profits there for sure. All right. But that's how you want to take a swing trade there. Go down to the 1 hour, look at the price action, and take your day trade entry there. Make sure you get confirmations first. And that's it. Keep it simple, man. That's the beauty of order blocks. It tells you where to put your entry, where to get your entries in, and where to get out. All right. Next is New Zealand dollar yen. I'm losing my voice. New Zealand dollar yen. We have a downtrend. All right. Price broke structure to the downside. And we're looking for price to come back up, test that order block, which happens to be there. It's on its way. All right. Once it does, we're looking for price to drop. We're going to make that lower high here, and we're going to make the lower low once it hits the order block down below here. Got it? Too easy. Next, NZDCAD. This is another CAD pair. Like I said, I'm a little wary with the way CAD slowly follows behind oil. So we got to, and oil is so subject to fundamentals, you just got to be careful trading. All right. So we got lower lows, lower highs. It looks like price started to base out here, right? We've gotten to a range, got kind of nasty. That's why I don't have this one lit. All right. We had a short-term low breached. So my bias was to look for bearish momentum to be maintained, right? We come up here, and here's our order block, but price didn't feel like playing. We have a close above that that order block. All right, doesn't mean price is out of the game. All right, because we got this order block here. All right, and there's a lot of supply on these order blocks. There's a lot of supply. You see all that rejection? Well, we're in this now. All right. Here's the thing that makes me nervous, gives me pause, is that we have a short-term high being broken here. So one could think, hey, I come back down, price come back down, and find the reversal here. So while price is in between these two things, I don't want to mess around with it. There's other trades that I could take. Better looking trades. When it's in a range, things can get funky, all right, until it breaks that range. So I would say find a better pair, find a better trade. Last one for the Forex pairs. This one's easy. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? We had a break of structure to the downside. What are we looking for? Price, the point where price will turn around. Where's that order block? Well, I found one on the 4-hour, right in this joint area here, all right? And price is showing some exhaustion there, all right? If you want to, you can, and I don't, but you can look on your stochastics or your RSI or whatever. You say, is price going to turn around? Does it look like we're over bought there? Not really. Not according to the RSI here. All right. But I'm going by price action. I look for price action. If it breaks that order block, then no problem. I didn't get confirmations for a short. I'd wait for it to come up here. And maybe that's what this RSI is hinting toward. I mean, this stochastics is hinting towards, that, we got a little room to the upside before we look for that lower high to be made, right? But some people find it helpful to look at the oscillators and work with whatever strategy they work. And my hat's off to them. If it works for you, it works for you. Now, let's get to let's get to gold. Let's do gold. All right. What do we have on gold? Gold, we got a little trend line that it broke out of. That's interesting. That's something I want to note. We had a break to the upside with gold of the trend line. All right. Let's put that aside. All right. What are we looking at? Price seems to have had a little breach here to the downside. Looks like we had a break of a low, and this looks like major structure. So we're going to make a note of it. Had a break of that low there. Break of structure, right? So what are we looking for? Price to come back up, test that order block, right? Makes sense to me. Look at that rejection here. There's some supply up in here, all right? Plenty of it. So price is up in here, in the middle, in the mix, all right? So we're going to look on the lower time frames for price action to see if price gives us the indication of exhaustion, and then rounding over and then rolling over and down. That's what we're going to look for. This kind of action, right? Higher highs, and then a failure to reach that high, and then dribble down, and then one more try. All right. That's where I would look for that head and shoulder, that Quasimodo, whatever you want to call it. All right. I'll look for those reversal patterns on every time frame. Understand? This would make a great entry for a short to the downside. And let me tell you something, big wicks like that, they all get filled. They all get filled. Big wicks get filled. Filled. All of them get filled. Just remember that. So I'm looking for the downside in gold. All right. I'm looking at, which would mean I'm hoping that the USD finds strength and pulls it down. That's it. Okay. So we're gonna, this one is hot. This one's hot. So that's a red item that gets on the red list. Okay. Because we're in the that time frame. We're in that order box now. I want to show you something too. For now, that's for swing traders. We're looking for an entry in this entry as soon as possible now. All right. If we go to the 30-minute for day traders, go to the 30-minute, you'll see price is showing little signs of, you know, we're not going any higher. All right, we got two bearish candles, whatever, trying to get going now. We're looking for some bigger signs of exhaustion. That wick is one of them. That's a bearish order block that we just made. I want to see that bearish order block create other bearish order blocks. We got a retest of that order block already. That's showing respect, but I need another, I need more. I need another set of that. Got it? Good. If you go down to the 15-minute, you can see it a little clearly, a little more clearly. Maybe we are developing the left shoulder, right, the head, and maybe we can get that on that next test, we can get that right shoulder. Maybe. All right. We're looking for it. We're looking for signs of exhaustion. We're looking for the price to start rounding over and then roll over. Got it? Good. I'm talking to all my traders. All right. Let's go to the next one. The Dow, US 30. All right. I just want you to notice, no, it's always an uptrend. All you got to do is wait it out. Always take buys with US 30. If you're going to take any trades, take buys. If you can't go wrong with buys. You just wait it out. It's gonna go right. All right. Price has touched that well-respected trend line, jumped up here. We found this bearish order block here. It's showing a sign of exhaustion and rejection. We're coming back for another test. This only happened on Friday because of the Fed chair and the dovish attitude towards tapering. So I am looking, this is going to be another test of this order block. And I'm looking for that test to give us confirmations for a short. And where would I take that short? Where would you take that short? Right to the trend line. That's it. Right to the trend line. All right. There's an order block. There's an order block to take that landing. Let me see something here real quick. All right. There's an order block right here. There's an order block right here. All right. And this test created another order block right here. Yep. So there's good reason for price not to go too much further past it. Okay. And these are the wrong colors. So that would be good areas to take profit if you take that short, if you're a swing trader. Okay. Why is that a different color? We're almost done. Doggone it. What the heck just happened? All right. So those are our parameters. We're waiting for a price to retest that order block. Okay. And if we go to the NASDAQ, we got the same situation. This is an uptrend. All right. But this one's interesting. We have a break of structure to the upside. All right. And we're in all-time highs. So this is price discovery. There is no order blocks and stuff up here. All right. So it's kind of hard to work the order block strategy when you're in price discovery. So what we have here, what we can see is that price has made another order block, a bullish one. All right. So I'm expecting price to test it naturally. If price tested, shows exhaustion, shows a rounding of and a rollover to the upside. Take the longs. All right. But if we see price breaks this order block, this is going to be an excellent entry for a short. All right. So look for that, because I expect price after hitting all-time highs. I think it's natural to expect price to want to make corrections, retrace, and test the order block that sits below price. There's a lot of space between here and there. All right. There's a lot of pips, a lot of points to make. You understand? So I'm not afraid, of waiting for this counter trend, essentially a counter trend trade. I'm not afraid to take that short at all, because after an impulse like this, you're waiting for price to come back and test that order block and then continue up higher to make a higher low, to make a higher high, going back to all-time highs. Just seems to be sensible to me. US oil, WTI crude oil. This is pretty simple. Look at price. Look at it. All right. We have an uptrend. Price went into correction mode. All right. We broke these lows. All right. This is a break of structure because you have a lower low, lower high, lower low. That's an actual break of structure here. Right. And what do we expect? We expect it to come back and test the order block. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's showing rejection, initial signs of exhaustion. And we're looking for price to come on down, hit that TP, and cash us out. Right? All right. That's it. Simple, easy. The last one, I'll look at Bitcoin. Now, this is listen, you take this analysis with a grain of salt, okay? Because Bitcoin has different master, all right? It has different masters. The investors move this. It's not like bank institutions and whatnot. You can get a tweet and it'll throw everything into a tailspin, all right? So what do we have? We have an uptrend, right? We have an uptrend, all right? After this downtrend, after this bearish cycle, all right, chopped its way down, we finally start to get the moon boys to start having something to talk about, all right? And everything's gravy. We have a bearish order block here. Price found that order block, and there is supply in that order block. And price started to move a little bit bearishly, stopped it in its tracks. All right. So what am I expecting here? Well, I'm expecting a little downtown, a little pullback. Yeah, I'm expecting a little pullback. Let's look on the 4-hour. All right. I'm expecting more bearishness to come. Maybe not a whole lot, but I'm thinking that there's going to be some, because this is what I look for on every time frame, especially the time frame I like to work in, where I enter on the 1 minute. Structure is structure. What am I looking at? Looking at signs of reversal. All right, looking for that price to start to show signs of exhaustion, then start rounding over. and then roll over. I talk about this particular pattern all the time, because that's what I look for my entries. All right, came back. Look at it. Look at it for what it did actually. Breaking short-term lows. All right. No, actually, this is a higher low, higher high. Yeah, this was actually structured. Broke structure to the bottom. All right. Came back, retested that that order block. All right. Retested the order block, made a new lower low. All right. Breaking that low, breaking that structural low. All right. And what is it doing? It's coming back to test what? The order block. All right. Now maybe it went through this one, right? Let's take a closer look at this. All right. The order block is here. Is this order block still being respected? In my book, yes, it is. All right. But even if you don't think it is, because there's no close above this order block. All right. Even if you don't think it is, it's respecting this one. All right. And all I want is that secondary or third test to confirm that price is maintaining the bearish momentum. This shift happened and they confirmed it twice. Got it? And this is an excellent, excellent entry. I did it again. Dang it. This is an an excellent entry on the 4 hour. All right. And you put it above the your stop loss above the entry of the order block in which you're entering in, and you just drop it hot and you target these lows, target as many lows as you like, wherever you think price will go to. Look at this is a 1 to 10, a 1 to 10 trade, just targeting these lows, just targeting these lows is 1 to 5, 1 to 5. You can handle that. Bitcoin can handle that. You understand what the bias is. You understand my thinking. You understand the strategy. We went through all these pairs. This is like 40 pairs or something, like 31 regular pairs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, CFDs, indices and whatnots. Okay, so that's it. That's it. We're done. And I appreciate you staying for the whole ride. All right. I know you probably skipped around, but I appreciate your support. Listen, on the end screen, you're going to see the Aussie Aussie yen breakdown again, and how I look at the markets, how to work the strategy through that the last video I did prior to this one, and you'll also get another video there to help you to see the markets the way I see it. All right, and I welcome your questions. Ask me anything. All right, leave a comment for your questions dealing with the strategy, dealing with the markets and my analysis, and feel free to inquire with Drunken Monkey in the free Telegram that we have. You see that in our in my description. Feel free to ask about mentorship and becoming a premium member. All right, we'll be there for you. All right, I'm going to go on ahead now, and I hope to see some feedback from some of these some of the analysis I got. If you made money, I'd like to know. I'd like to know that you made money and everything went well, or that you used the technique, you used the method, and it worked well for you. Okay, that's the kind of feedback that I appreciate, and I appreciate your support for those that have been supporting me since I started. Have a great trading week, and I will see you in the very next video.